Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly Wednesday night call. We do this call every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And it is, don't leave money on the table. Tax secrets that everybody should know. Disclaimer, full disclaimer, right up front, Jill and I are not CPAs. We're not even bookkeepers. This material has been prepared from our research and talking to a lot of other CPAs, reading a lot of good books, doing TurboTax. But you should always, always consult your own tax, legal, and accounting advisors. Absolutely, because that's not us. We have a lot of knowledge, but you definitely need to consult a professional. Here's my question. I've been talking about this a lot today. It's very timely. How strong is your financial fortress? Are you fully battle-proof? Are you maybe just staying afloat with a little bit of a financial safety net? Or are you standing on quicksand, living on quicksand? I mean, what I want to say and what I've been saying all day is you need to build that financial fortress for your family because, you know, what we're up against right now, what's happening right now is with this coronavirus, it is already impacting people today. The economic impact of it is already huge. I know people that got laid off from their jobs yesterday because of the coronavirus. I know people that haven't worked for 3 weeks because of the advent of the coronavirus. So you've got that, you've got pandemics. You've got in this area, specifically in the DC area, government furloughs that take you right out. All of a sudden, there's no paycheck. There's no way to pay your mortgage, right? Just like in the blink of an eye. You've got furloughs, you've got layoffs, you've got surprise divorces. And in the case of my friend Genevieve, who she recently had experienced like a huge family tragedy. And she said, thank goodness I have built this financial fortress for my family, this safety net plus that's seeing us through this time when I'm not able to work because of what we're dealing with. I'm not able to work right now. I'm not able to generate income. Thank goodness I had a plan B. So she had a plan B. So she's not drowning and she's not sinking in the quicksand. She had a plan B. She already had her plan in place. So what if you could not only fortify your financial fortress, but also create this plan that could pay off all your credit cards? What if you could have a plan in place to fund your kids' college with pre-tax dollars? Super secret, really cool idea that we'd love to share with you. Write off your travel to places that you love to go, like Spain for me as a business expense, and potentially create an additional $6,000 in income or more for 1 calendar year. That $6,000 we kind of use as a baseline. That's $500 a month, and that's doable. What kind of difference would $500 a month make in your life? Would that take you from quicksand to maybe staying afloat? $500 a month? For a lot of people, the answer is yes. So what if in addition to creating that plan B, you created a 5-year plan that could actually help you retire from your job? Pay off all of your debt. I know that for many people, debt is a huge issue. It's actually a national epidemic if you look at the numbers. And what if your plan B also could help you fully fund your retirement? What if starting this plan B could have all of those things happening in 5 years? My name is Cermak. I am a veteran business owner and entrepreneur. I have run companies, large and small, for the last 30 years. And for the last 13 years, I have been a home-based business owner. And my business is a virtual home-based business that I do full-time, completely supports me, even while I'm traveling around the world, which is my passion and what I love to do. And so that's what I bring to the table. And that's some of the experience that I've gained in the last 30 years from running businesses and running home-based businesses and running virtual businesses is the thing that I want to share with you. This is my friend Jill. Jill, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jill Knerr, and as you saw, Dawn has a track record, many, many years as an entrepreneur. I, on the other hand, came out of college and have been working my entire life in administration, operations, and finance as a W-2 employee, high level, but still W-2. And until about 5 years ago, when I had a very surprise divorce and my financial landscape changed drastically overnight, I didn't see the possibility and potential of what I could do with the knowledge that I built, the experience over many, many years. And by launching a home-based business and using my business experience and knowledge to really run it like a business and not just a hobby, I have been able to take advantage of the tax benefits of a home-based business. Like a lot of my peers in home-based businesses, I don't think they're really getting to the core of it and really feeling the power of what a business can do for you as an owner.
But even running a home-based business, Jill, on a part-time level, like even having a full-time job and running that business on a part-time level, even though you may not initially be able to generate a tremendous amount of income, there really is a core of tax benefits available to home-based business owners that make up that difference, right?
That's the gospel. That is what I tell everyone, because I know when you tell people who are full-time employees with really challenging positions like me, oh, start a side business, do a side hustle, well, you start thinking, where's the time? Is it worth my effort? You know, convince me to do this. And I think we're here to say what we have experienced. Our experience is showing us that it's just a no-brainer, that we'll tell you some tactics, some tips, some truths about being a home business owner that give you so much advantage over being a W-2 employee and allow you to really build, as we're talking about the financial fortress, build that safety net and get ahead as opposed to just getting by.
Got it. So we're here to give you a roadmap. It's not just, hey, we have a great idea, go do it. We want to help you. We want to give you the roadmap to get there. We want to give you simple, effective strategies and tools that anybody can use to put this whole thing together, like soup to nuts, start to finish, right? So just to be clear, we have a couple strategies that we employ it's kind of in this whole big picture, if you will, in this whole business blueprint that we've put together for you. And the first one is we educate you and help you understand how to leverage these tax deductions that are available. Because for a lot of people, taxes are something that, you know, a lot of people just are used to just filling out their quick 1040. Yeah, I put in my salary and I put in my investment income if I have any, my interest earned, you know, is pretty straightforward. And what you don't know is there's a Schedule C, again, scary stuff, right? But we're here to help you. Where you can get a lot of the tax deductions of your home-based business. So there are two tax systems in this country. There is a tax system for W-2 employees, and then there's a tax system for home-based business owners. And in 2018, they removed all of the personal deductions, but they maintained a lot of the legal and lucrative deductions for the home-based business owner. Not all of the personal deductions. I mean, we now have a standard deduction, right? I mean, if you do your own taxes, you kind of understand how it works. But they took away a lot of deductions that up till that point were actually available for W-2 employees, and they are no longer available. Sorry. So taxes directly impact your take-home pay. Hopefully you understand how this works, right? Because you know that you make your income, your earnings is a certain amount. You have a gross income that you earn, and then there's what ends up in your paycheck, right? And they're two vastly different numbers. So there's your gross income, and then all of the taxes and other expenses that come out of that, and then what you take home at the end of the day. So we call that, you know, the salary. Let's say you make $60,000 a year, and so you're taking home $5,000 a month. Your salary, your gross income is $5,000. What's actually in your paycheck, your take-home pay, that's the difference, and that's the nut, and that's where we can make a difference. right? And so when people talk about home-based businesses and they talk about, oh, these tax write-offs, to be clear and to not confuse people, you don't necessarily have to generate all of the income from your home-based business in order to take advantage of the tax benefit savings. So in other words, you have a lot of expenses, which the IRS understands when you're first starting a business. There's a lot of startup costs. They understand that. And so you can have a lot of expenses. And so let's say the first few years, you may even show a loss because of those tax benefits, but that just means you're bringing home more of your paycheck because you're going to pay less taxes out of that paycheck. So I want to tell you about the magic of pre-tax dollars. So that $5,000 was pre-tax. In my model of $60,000 a year, your $5,000 was pre-tax, and what's in your paycheck, I don't even want to guess, is post-tax. So that's pre-tax and post-tax. The magic of pre-tax dollars. This just happened to me. So this is a real life example, and I know these numbers to be true. I, right before Christmas, needed a new phone and I needed a new computer. And so I was already on the iPhone track, and I think Samsung's actually caught up. I mean, they're about the same. The phones are expensive now. They're very expensive. So I bought a new iPhone 11 and I bought a Mac Daddy MacBook Pro. Not everybody needs one, but it worked for me and for some things that I was trying to do in my business. And here's what I can tell you is that there were a lot of other people in the Apple store that day, the day that I bought my computer and my phone, and they were buying the same things. There were people buying iPhone 11s left and right. They were flying off the shelf, and they were buying MacBook Pros. Here's the difference. The total bill for those two items was $3,800. I spent $3,800 on a new phone and a new computer. But I had to generate $3,800 in income to pay $3,800 because they were a business expense for me. So I generated $3,800 and I paid $3,800. For all of the other people in the store who are W-2 employees, they had to generate $5,500 worth of income. And in that model we just used, like 1 month's salary plus, right? They have to generate $5,500 worth of income to have the $3,800 as take-home pay, using an average tax rate or average things that are coming out of your paycheck at 30%, which is actually a pretty conservative rate if you investigate that a little bit further. So that's a really big difference. I made $3,800, spent $3,800. The other people in the store had to make $5,500 or more, really, because 30% is conservative, to generate the $3,800. And then there's travel. So do you love to travel as much as I do? These pictures, the lower picture there, the one in the corner with the well and the ceramic tile, I'm getting ready to go there. It's in Barcelona, and this is a place that I just rented because I'm gonna be doing a presentation there. And so I rented an Airbnb. I'm gonna actually be doing 2 presentations and a bunch of meetings with people in the area. And so in the upper left-hand corner was when I was actually staying in London because my company was launching in the UK, and I was there to do training and build a team. And in the upper right-hand corner, I don't know if you can see it, it's one of the favorite places that I went to. It was in Monaco. And so these are places that I've traveled to where my company is in those countries, and I was working. I was also really enjoying being there and doing a lot of other things, but I was consistently working, again, doing presentations, meetings, what have you. And so my travel, as a result of being smart about it, understanding what I need to do to document, and being selective about where I travel and making sure that it matches countries that my company is in, I'm able to write off as a business expense, which is really significant. I mean, use that 30% number again, right? Let's think about a trip that use the same numbers. Let's say this trip cost me $3,800. I have to generate $3,800 to spend $3,800. A W-2 employee has to generate $5,500 to spend that same $3,800 on their vacation. Again, big difference. Like, big, huge difference, right? So we have two strategies. There's taking the tax benefit of owning your own home-based business. And then, so tax benefit, number one. Number two is actually generating wealth from that home-based business, generating income, generating residual income, or just, retail profits from that home-based business. And so we can show you how to do we can show you how it works in our business, and we can try to help you figure out how that could work for you in your business. So let the numbers speak for themselves. These numbers are some tax deductions you can take when you own a home-based business. And these are not home office deductions, because that's a whole separate animal that we will talk about at another time. I know a lot of people are scared of that because they think it's going to send up a red flag with the IRS. I know that I was. But these other expenses are all very legitimate business expenses that home-based business owners take on a regular basis. So, and we use pretty conservative numbers. So just look at that list. Look, it's office supplies and office equipment with laptops and iPads and what have you. There's business-related meals, business-related travel, personal growth, personal development, and education. I mean, again, a conservative list, and the total tax deductions in this sample was $10,000. $10,000 to be able to write off and be able to bring home more of your paycheck. That's really significant, like really significant to have $10,000 of your income not get taxed when it was getting taxed before. I mean, use our 30% number. Big deal. So I think we can all agree that being a home business owner is a no-brainer. And it is for me. I actually had this conversation with my ex-husband today, who was complaining that he was getting killed on taxes, like killed, and property taxes just went up and he didn't know how he was going to afford to stay in the house. And I said, you need a home-based business. And he just kind of brushed me off because that's my thing, not his thing, right? And I said, no, really, seriously, we need to talk. You need a home-based business, and because you need to be able to leverage some of these tax benefits and set yourself up with a plan B. I mean, exactly what we're talking about at this call. I had the very same conversation with him today. So, I know for a lot of people, for me, it's second nature. I mean, I was just saying today, I think I need to open a new LLC for X, actually it's for being able to pay my kids, but that's a little conversation for another day, because that's a great tax benefit that we can show you how to leverage. So for me, opening an LLC is very simple, very straightforward, and I know what to do. I've done it before. It doesn't scare me. I don't have to think twice about it. It's just like as easy as filling out a form. But for a lot of people, it is scary, and it feels complicated, and they wonder, do I need a business plan? What is an LLC? I don't even know what that means. What is an S corporation? What is a sole proprietorship? Like, what does that all mean? And which one do I pick? Do I need a lawyer to incorporate? Like, what state do I incorporate in? Like, there's a lot of questions, right? And there's questions about what you would do. Do you need to come up with your own product or service? Do you need to get an MBA just to be a business owner? Like, it's paralyzing. For a lot of people, this is as far as they get. They hear, I should have a home-based business. They know they want to create access to more income, and it's kind of a stopping point, if you will, because it all sounds really overwhelming. Well, that's where Jill and I come in, right? Because we've been working really hard to put together like the home business in a box and give you all of the tools and resources that you need to be able to set yourself up in home-based business if you don't already have one. If you already have one, we do have services that you would really be able to utilize, especially when it comes to helping you understand, how to do record keeping, how to maintain your mileage logs, how to maintain all of your records, and what questions you should be asking your tax advisor. Like what things you should be thinking about, what possible tax strategies you should be employing, like we can help you with all of that. We can do a consult with you and kind of point you in the right direction, and we can help you figure out whether or not your tax advisor is a tax advisor that's a good fit for somebody who owns a home-based business, right? If you don't already own a home-based business, we can help with all of these things. We can help you write a business plan. It's actually, believe it or not, it's actually one of the things that proves to the IRS that you are launching into business to create a profit if you actually have a business plan. So we can help with that. It sounds scary. It's actually pretty simple, and we can even do it in kind of an interview format. And again, how to take your legal and lucrative deductions, and a lot more. So are you ready to launch your home-based business the right way? Like organized, organized from the get-go with all of your structures in place and knowing what resources are the best ones to employ, what apps you might want to use? Like, do you want all of that information at your fingertips? Well, that's where CK Solutions comes in, right? CK Business Blueprint. You have access to our 50 years of experience, tools, resources, training, access to tax saving strategies, and us pointing you in the right direction, again, of questions you would want to ask your accountant, and access to business experts that we have access to. We can share that access. And we also have, I think one of the most important things, the live Q&A session. So whatever you have, whatever questions you have in the moment, we're there to answer them for you. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Jill, do you want to take over?
Yes, Dawn, I'm so excited about this because you and I are so passionate about helping other people, empowering other people to sort of get to this level. And we sort of come about this with years of experience. We have also worked with attorneys, contract attorneys. We've worked with auditors and tax accountants. Just by being around them, we have a little bit more knowledge in what to ask and how to ask it and where to find these resources. And my first thought when we started talking about this is, I know that in my business, my W-2, where I'm a W-2 employee, I wonder if I should call our CFO, we have an outsourced CFO consultant, to ask a question because I know the clock starts. And to ask a question that may not be that complicated, but I don't want to spend a couple of hours on the internet or looking or finding books. When I think my time is money, that's a resource. And when I call an expert for something that probably I could find online, I kick myself over spending $200 an hour, $500 an hour to get that information. And I think our vision is that we make it easy. We make it where we are a resource, where you don't balk at getting on the line, asking a question, because we're not doing an hourly rate. We are not out to win. We're out to help. And I think that's the core of what we're doing. So anyone who signs up for our services will learn even more strategies. As I said, Dawn and I have spent years and years in this realm. Exciting things, how your family members can get paid on your efforts in a home business. How you can fund your kids' college accounts with pre-tax dollars. Dawn and I are heading into about 4 years away, kids in college again, and that's a big ticket item. How to leverage legitimate home office expenses. As Dawn said, she has been intimidated for years, was intimidated about writing off a home office. I think there are just simple standards you have to follow, and to look it up and figure it out on your own can be overwhelming, and we're going to have all of that as a resource for you. How to save 30% on your next automobile purchase. This is one of the things I was very excited to do in the last year. How to pay for everyday expenses, trips to the salon, house cleaners, lunch with friends with pre-tax dollars. Dawn illustrated the magic of pre-tax dollars with her Apple Store purchases. And really how to create substantial additional income for yourself and your family. This is about financial freedom, a financial fortress. It is about giving you that safety net and that feeling of stability, and honestly, it brings you joy when you are financially stable and you're getting ahead and you're not worried about what's happening next month. What if somebody goes on medical leave? What if the stock market drops? overnight. When you have a backup plan and you have that financial fortress, it is the most empowering and freeing thing in your life.
So if not now, when? Like next week, next month, next year? I mean, it's the beginning of 2020. We're at the beginning of a new year. We're at the beginning of a new decade. This is the time could not be better. And we're in the middle of a lot of unknowns. You know, again, I go back to the impact that this coronavirus has had, came out of nowhere, and people lost their jobs yesterday. So if not now, when? What's your timing? When are you going to take the steps to create that plan B? We're here to help. You can learn from us. If you are interested in getting more information about the services that we can provide and how they work, if you want to get more information on what kind of businesses might be a good fit for you, if you want to take our survey to identify what you don't know that's costing you money, or get on the wait list for our one-stop solution, the Home Business Blueprint, you can text us your name, your email, and choices 1 through 3. You can choose one or you can choose all 3. So you will text this number 301-580-2607 and just text your name, your email, and then which of these choices, 1, 2, or 3, you want to get more information on or you want help with. And then you will hear back from us and we will load you in and get you the help you're looking for. We're really excited to work with you. We're very, very passionate about what we do, about helping other people have access to these strategies, these tools, these resources, and really understanding like those tax benefits that I didn't understand. I left a lot of money on the table, I'm going to tell you, and I have high-priced accountants, but I didn't know the right questions to ask, and I didn't know what to be looking for. And so we want to help you with all that. Thanks for getting on the call. We hope that you found it helpful, and we really look forward to hearing from you because we think we have something that you might be able to use. Good night, everybody.